Hey guys, in this video we'd learn how to upload a file along with JSON data. Now this type of request is a media type multi-part form data request. You usually get this kind of request while working with forms. In forms there are a series of fields to be supplied by the user who fills out the form. Now multi-part form data is one of the value of enc type attribute which is used in form element that have a file upload. Now multipart means form data divides into multiple parts and sent to the server. And enc type, which is also called as encode type attribute, specifies how the form data should be encoded when submitting it to the server. Just to show you one such example, I have created this web page in the API under test project. Now in this form you may pass both text data and file data together. Now this type is called as multipart form data request. Now how would you open this particular page? It's very simple. You have already downloaded the project, I believe. Now you have to go to the public folder, and inside that you have this index.html file. Now before you open this particular file, you have to add an extension to Visual Studio Code, which is live server extension. Once you do so, do a right click on this file and click on this option open with live server. On doing so, it will open up a page like this. Okay, now on this particular page you have these two fields. Let's fill in some values, and I'm gonna say for name QA box let's test, and I'm gonna choose a file and let me select this particular file. Okay, I'm gonna now click on submit. Now this action is going to trigger a network call to an endpoint available within this API and the test. Okay, which endpoint this is going to call? This is going to call this file upload API. Okay, in here I have written some logic. Now I'm reading the name value, okay, from the body, but I'm reading the file from this files object which is attached to the request object. Okay, so it is important that we know the name of these two attributes. Okay, so where does this value come from? Okay, and same is the case for file. Now guys, it's very simple. So all you have to do is you have to open your form, you have to do a right click. Now when you do a right click, okay, this is the field, and in that you have name is equal to name, and same way for this file you have this name is equal to file. Okay, so when we work with multi-part form data request, this is the most important attribute. Okay, because developers pick the value of these attributes and read the data from the request object. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the submit button, but first let's check the file upload folder. So currently it is empty. Okay, if I'm gonna click on the submit button now, okay, so whatever name that you're going to enter, I'm just appending that to one more element that is there on this particular page. Okay, and let us check if we have the file uploaded or not. Alright, so you see the file is uploaded successfully. Now from the UI it looks very simple. Okay, but how do we do that from the API perspective, like from the Postman and from the rest assured? So again, it's very simple. Let's open Postman. Let's check it from the Postman first. So what you have to do is you have to set the type as form data, and then these keys are very important. What are these keys? These are the name of these fields. Okay, so for name you have name is equal to name, and for file you have name is equal to file. So whatever it is, you just take those names and put that in here. So for file you have to attach a file. For name you're saying QA box let's test. So this time I'm going to select the file ye.jpg. I'm gonna now hit the send button. Remember, we already have the authentication implemented, the basic authentication, and already set that to admin. Okay, that's fine, great. Now in the headers guys, this time the content type, remember it is important that client informs the server about the type of data that is sending. So in this case now you see the type is multi-part form data. Okay, now what is this boundary? I mean, for that I'll encourage you to go and read more about multi-part form data. Like I said, when you send the request, your request is broken down into multiple sections, and each section has got a boundary. Okay, Great. So now I'm just gonna hit the send button. Let's see the response. So it says name is equal to this. It's a success, and this is the URL where the file is uploaded, and this is a message. All right, let's go back and check that in our folder. Okay, so you see the file is uploaded. So now I'm gonna delete both of these files, and we're gonna do the same now using rest assured. Now let's go to Eclipse and do the same. Alright, so under basics package, I have created this file upload basics.java, and in here I have set up two methods, before method and the test method. Okay, so before method is something that I've already explained in the previous video, so I've just copied that from there. Okay, and now we have just read one file which we want to upload. Where is that file? In the source test resources, there's an upload folder, and in that you have that test.jpg file. So I'm just creating a file object using that file. Okay, and now we have to construct our request object. Okay, so remember we have to send two things in here, file as well as the JSON text, or you can just say, you know, some kind of string that you have to send. Okay, so it's very simple, right? So you have to construct the request object in which you have to upload the file. So you need a method to upload the file, and then you also need a method to send the form data. So this is the form data, right? So you have that name field, and then this is the values. So for adding a file, you have to say multipart. Okay, and in here you have to provide the control name. Control name is what? The name attribute which is associated with that HTML file element. Okay, so in our case we know it is file. Okay, and then this is the file that you want to attach. Now next you have to add the form data element, and for that you have the form params. Okay, so again you see string parameter name and the value. Okay, so we're gonna use this. So this is what we have to do to add the file multipart. Okay, provide the name of the control, and then provide the actual data that you want to send. Then for any text that you have, okay, you just have to use form param and provide again the name and then the value. Let me save it, and I'm gonna hit the send button. Alright, so you could see that we are able to post the file as well as the string data. Okay, let's see whether a file is actually uploaded or not. And there you go, the file is uploaded. Okay, so that's how guys you're gonna work with multi-part form data request in rest assured. Okay, I hope you like it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.